Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest video game and beer podcast in the world. I'm Ian, and I got Jared, Nick, Dave. Aaron couldn't make it because he's Hurricane Aaron. But we got John back this week. How you boys doing?
Ooh, doing good. How about you, Ian?
Hungover like Aaron?
Good.
I am good. John, welcome back. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. That's great.
Please do me a favor and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Couch Co-op Shows. All one word.
No hyphen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Aaron's job.
You can also find us.
Same when one of us says it.
Yeah, you can find us, our podcast, on all the podcast platforms. You can also find the video versions on Spotify now because Spotify allows video versions. You can also find the video version on youtube.com/milkmanpictures. Super cool. And if you just go to anchor.fm/the Couch Co-op Show, you can leave a message. You go to your phone. If you go onto your phone and go anchor.fm/the Couch Co-op Show, the website will come up and there'll be a message button. If you press that message button, you can record a voice message to us and say, "Ian, you suck. You fucking suck. I hate everything you do. You fucking asshole. You fucking prick." And then you end it, and then I get a message in my Google that says, "Oh, you got a message." It's like, and I listen. It's like, "Oh, that's beautiful."
We need a message like that in verbatim.
Yeah. And then, but even if it sucks, I will play it on the show.
And it's
Anyway.
easier than Ian makes it out to be.
Yeah,
Ask me how I know.
it's actually Nick used to be not a part of the show. He used to be a listener.
Mm.
And he left a lot of messages, and it's super easy. You can also do it on your computer, but your phone's the easiest way to do it because it has a mic and all that shit. It's, for you Reggies out there.
Yeah, you could have been done making this message by now.
Yeah, you could have. I'm just trying to get people. I'm trying to get. You know what? It's cool. Like since we've merged the beer Couch Co-op and Couch Co-op together. I just feel like we're getting a good listener. A lot of listeners. We're building it. We're weekly again. We're building momentum. I just want to keep building momentum and tell listeners, like, hey, you can be a part of this. You can interact with us. We will be happy to interact with you. So I'm just trying to get them to interact and be a part of the show.
Don't bite unless you want us to.
I mean, yeah, we're usually pretty drunk and
I'm
sauce.
mostly a nibbler.
Like
but...
we couldn't. Yeah, a nibble is all we could probably do. Nick to win. Let's kick off this Couch Co-op with a Couch Co-hop. What beer are we drinking this week?
Well, Negro Modelo.
Ooh. The dark one.
What?
I've never had this one.
Bottle for this.
I gotta be
Wow.
honest. I don't think I've ever had this.
I haven't.
Oh wow.
Really?
I've had Modelo and Negro Modelo quite a lot.
Oh.
Well, I've
When I
had a
first
lot.
came
I've
to
had a
the
lot
US,
of.
goodness.
I've had a lot of Modelo. I don't like dark beers, so why would I buy this?
Is it really that good?
It's
It's
no.
more dark lager than the dark beer, isn't it? It's more.
Yeah,
like
it's more like an It's more like an amber lager than
Yeah.
it is.
The
dark.
bottle is very dark.
It's like a Munich style.
But don't let. I mean. Yeah,
Don't judge a book
that's
by its
great that you-
cover, Ian.
Before we
Well,
pop
yeah,
it,
it's great
before we pop it, Nick, why did you pick it? Is there a reason you picked it?
I did because I was trying to do and I timed it horribly, but I was trying to do select my beers over the summer. I was trying to correspond with the various Independence Day celebrations. Like I tried to do Moosehead with Canada Day. I did a Sam Adams summer with. I mean that one was.
Oh, you're
really great,
trying to
but,
be
I mean,
pointed with your choices.
Right, and I wanted to do this one in September, but
You
it just
failed
didn't
miserably.
work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, next year I'll try and do better. But,
Classic Nick to win. All right. Let's pop it, boys.
I had a theme
Yeah.
going on for the summer.
Let's
Let's
pop it.
pop our beer right now.
3, 2, 1.
pop it and then fight that
Oh
foil.
my god, all the foil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Am I ever going to drink it? I don't know. So much foil. So much foil. Oh my
Oh, I
god.
smell.
Oh shit. All this foil. I should have got a glass.
Yeah,
I must
forgot
admit,
glass,
yeah,
but
I'm with you on the foil. It's like
It's worse than the Stella
people
paper.
must be
Last
pouring.
week gave me
Yeah.
Dave gave me shit. It's like, "Oh, you use Stella in the paper?" It's like, "Dude, the Stella paper comes off easy. The fucking foil
Yeah, in one
is a
piece, the foil just like
fucking bitch."
Oh, if your shit glitters like gold, and you took
All
a
right.
little too much foil.
I mean, it will.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I should have poured this in the glass,
Smells
but
pretty
whatever.
sweet. Oh,
Mhm.
we should say last week John couldn't play, but this week he can because this is a beer that's available in Vegas.
Yes.
Hey.
Not only that,
You
Jared,
wouldn't.
this
You
is
wouldn't. Go ahead.
Ooh.
I was going to say, this is a beer that's just, and unfortunately Aaron's not here for this, but this is a beer that is distributed by our company down where JPK lives.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say you couldn't tell by the shit
So
brown
thanks for
walls,
supporting our company.
but John lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what? This
Yeah.
actually tastes pretty good.
Fun, dumb. Yeah.
It tastes similar
it's-
to me. Almost tastes like Modelo.
It's a little more cooked malt.
A little more roastiness
Yeah.
a little
going
more
on, like maybe.
roastiness.
A lot more roasty grains in there. That's interesting.
How clear is? Oh, we should have compared. Like, is it how? Who? Anyone? No one poured it into a glass.
I
No,
forgot
but I
to
can
grab
go
a
grab one
glass.
real
I'm
quick.
I'm curious just how, like, what the color difference really is.
Have you had the Reserva, Dave? I can't remember if I've had the
I don't think-
Modelo Reserva.
I don't think I have. I just remember having Modelo quite a few times when I first came here, and I lived in Baltimore because it was, it was one of the import beers that you could get like relatively easily. So,
This is pretty easy drinking stuff.
and I
Yeah,
do
I
like
mean-
the flavor. It's nice.
Yeah, pretty bold flavor. I'd
Yeah,
say.
I could easily drink this. This is not like of all the dark lagers I've ever had. This is like the most light. Like this is the lightest of the light dark lagers I've ever had.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
it's-
think you'd have a problem, would you, in finishing a 12-pack?
Mm-mm.
It might not be your first choice on the list of 12 packs you buy, but if one appeared, you
I
wouldn't.
feel like
you wouldn't
I've had some regular lagers that are more defective, like more not defective, more difficult. Difficult is what I meant. More difficult than this. Like I could easily I was like kind of like not wanting to buy. It's almost like an amber level.
Yeah.
Or nah, it's dark. It's still
Yeah.
dark. It's still dark though. It's still pretty dark.
Kind of. I mean, it looks darker on screen than it does.
Yeah.
But it's almost like an amber level of a beer,
But-
right?
Yeah, but it's actually clear,
No, but like the taste
which
of
doesn't
it.
Yeah.
translate. Oh,
It's like a lager. It's lager level of clear, isn't it? It's
yes.
just
Mm-hmm.
kind of dark color.
All right. Well, that's our first impressions. Let's move on to the water cooler topic of the show. And three of us have actually been playing the game that I want to talk about. We're going to do the God of War preview right now. So the new God of War Ragnarok dropped. And surprise to Jared and I, Dave got the game. Dave, what are your thoughts on the game?
I'm not 100% positive, to be quite honest.
No,
mean,
just like
Really?
an early, just like an early preview. I'm not like trying to get
Oh,
you
yeah.
to like review it or anything. I'm just like
Oh.
what are your thoughts?
It looks great. The difficulty level, even on medium, I was finding it quite hard, to be quite honest. So I turned it down to the easy level to play. And even on the easy level, I've lost I've not. It's not easy like walking the park easy, and I'm not that far into it. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Dave, Dave's thinking it's pretty good.
I'm not sold.
He's
I'm not
sold.
You
Oh,
played
drunk the
the
Kool-Aid
first
yet.
one?
He's not sold.
Yeah, I did play the first one, and I liked that one. I like this so far, but I'm not far enough into it. I think where the stories really grabbed me, or the combats. I'm still in the kind of tutorial bit. I mean, I've got 4 hours into it, but it's still telling me like, oh, here's this new thing, and you press these buttons to make it work. So.
Well, I thought I'd start with the Mr. Bar Humbug first. I thought I'd start with like Mr. Downer. Jared, what are your thoughts at the game?
Well, so far I haven't gotten to put a lot of time into it, but
I think you're about the same place that Dave is, though. Are you in the dwarven place? Yeah, you're in the same place.
Just kind of.
I just finished that mission, and I don't think it's you're searching for someone, and I just found him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gone back to the magical realm that goes between realms.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying the gameplay. It is a little harder. The other God of War, I played it on normal for quite a while, and then put that on easy. I haven't put this one on easy yet, but I'm pretty close. I just kind of want to enjoy the story. I have pretty good history with God of War games, playing all those on just normal difficulty, but it's not the same battle style. Still, it's very identical, but they added new like tap on the triangle for your chains to flame up, and your ice axe will charge up with ice, and you can do combos and stuff like that. I've been noticing there's more aerial combos and stuff like that to keep juggling the enemy. You really got to get used to that stuff and have a lot of fun with the battle system. It's very enjoyable to play. And
the one,
yes, Dave.
The one thing I think, and it reminded me though, is like, boy is so. I'd forgotten how good that was.
Dave is
like
Dave, your internet's kind of chugging. What did repeat that? You're kind of like choppy.
Oh, that wasn't just my internet. Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I've forgotten how good the boy is in those games, and how it like plays in with the, wandering around with the arrows.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, being able to snipe the long distance enemies with arrows—that's pretty great. Just hitting a button.
So I'm 8 hours in, so I'm further than you guys are. I've completed some other stuff, and I will say this: when I loaded into the game, I think the opening sequence tutorials, if you call it a tutorial sequence, the action sequence that you do, super cool. And then me as a dog lover, literally made me tear up. Right, like the game half hour in made me tear up. Like, and Dave called me soft. It's like, because I told Dave that like it made me cry like right off the bat, and Dave's like, "You're soft." And it's like, dude, if he was killing a kid or anything else, I wouldn't give two shits.
You ain't a kid.
Fuck a kid. I'd fuck a kid, fuck a block, fuck a sicker in a sock, man. But you kill a dog dies, it's like I'm crying. I'm crying because I love dogs. I love dogs.
Soft isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just I'm
not a psychopath. I love dogs. Do I like kids? Not really. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like it just made me like really emotional right up front. Like, oh, we're going. And then there was some other animal stuff that like hit me hard. There's like, it's real. I get it. Sad. Didn't make me cry, but like I get it. I feel like this game hits harder in the beginning than the first one did, and I'm more on board on this one than the first one. Like, I like the first one a lot, but this one's hitting for me way better than the first one did. So I'm already invested. It hit me emotionally. I think combat's better. Funny, I mentioned it to Dave. I don't know if I mentioned it to Jared. I feel like they really force you. I don't think they force you, but I feel like the blades they want you to play with more. I feel like the blades is the weapon they want you to use more this time around. The axe is cool, but I feel like the axe you only really use for like puzzles.
The puzzles, yeah.
Yeah,
I find myself
because I feel
exactly
like
the same thing.
I feel like I
don't use
kill
the axe
shit
much in combat.
Even if I have my, I feel like I had my, I like at the beginning I spec my axe higher than the blades, but then I kept switching to the blades, and I killed shit faster with the lower level blades than the higher level axe. So then at a certain point, I just started saying, like, fuck it, I'm not going to really spec the axe, because you can do all this RPG shit, Aaron, because Aaron knows that God of War was always an RPG. So I started speccing the blades, and then I've just been destroying. I just feel like I destroy shit with the blades, man. And I just feel like that's... And then the axe, you just take it out to, like, do some fucking... I know you can, like, environmental shit, cool, and this and that. But, like, ultimately, I can just fuck them up with the blades and say, fuck that shit. So... And maybe it'll change, and I'll have to spec the axe a little bit. But right now, I feel like, fuck that shit, man. The blades just kill shit. Just like they destroy shit.
Well, the axes are useful. Well, the axe is useful because you can throw it at an enemy and it'll freeze them in place for quite a while.
Yeah.
So if you're like overwhelmed or whatever, you can.
But I feel like the blades, like they do such an area of effect that I don't ever. And then you just call in your son to like pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 and he'll shoot
that
them.
staggers them if you're getting overwhelmed.
Like, I feel like that. Like, I get that the switching between the two is just kind of obnoxious. So I feel like while the first game, the axe was the greater thing, I feel like they've brought it back to the blades. And I feel like the blades is kind of the more... Unless you come across something that really needs you to, like, freezing the axe, then that's kind of where I'm at. Anyway... this game is awesome. It looks fucking phenomenal. I'm trying to get a new TV so I can test. I really want to test 120 frames per second, so I'm hoping to get a new TV where I can do the whole 4K 120 frame shit, because I really want to see what that's like. Because like 60 frames, this game is fucking beast, and it looks cool. I will agree, it doesn't like. It looks really good. Like Kratos looks awesome. Everything close up. If you look out over the distance, it's not as awesome as like some games, like Ghost of Tsushima, or it's like out in the distance looks kind of vague and kind of meh. But
you say that's worse compared to the first one? That
no.
aspect?
I wouldn't say. I would say it's similar. I'm just saying some games have gotten like out in the distance. It looks more impressive. This game looks like there's some mountains and there's a fog, and it's just like it's not that.
They're not going for the vistas kind of thing.
Yeah, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my PS4, when I would look out over the land, it was just like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can see like things in the distance.
It's just like ridiculous. And this one's like, we're definitely kind of though
because
I mean Kratos as
in the cell that you're in.
Right, but Kratos as a character, I've never seen a character you play as so detailed and refined as anything. I mean, he is so like the detail on that character is ridiculous. Like, holy fuck. And the one camera trick that they did in the first game is still here present, works super cool. So I'm about 8 hours in. The game's super cool. I just want everyone to know that if you were a fan of the first one, you should definitely fucking be playing this one.
Yeah. I'm interested to see. My brother-in-law got it for his PlayStation 4, and I haven't actually seen it running.
I haven't heard, but I've heard on Twitter that it runs pretty well, actually.
I imagine it's still pretty good looking, and it runs reasonably well. Yeah, so
graphic stuff aside, and I always ask this when there's a PS4, PS5 release, is there a lot of difference between the two, you think, or
I don't know.
No,
just
I haven't played it on the PS4. I imagine loading times are different. Well, that's the other thing.
I imagine you just get the loading times, the graphics, but
that's
like when you're actually in the game, there's nothing in there that's going to be.
But that's the problem with the game, Dave. Like the game never had loading times to begin with. Like it always had single camera.
True.
And it never really. They always somehow faked it. And I imagine, supposedly, my understanding is while it's not 60 frames on PS4, so it's 30 frames. It still runs the same. Like it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't do any.
And there's nothing in the combat or the level design that's going to change really.
There's some
I mean,
wizardry though that's going on. It's like it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's an impressive game, I think. I mean, I get what Dave was saying. I don't know if Dave really actually said it, but I think he said it to me personally that because Dave's been playing Guardians of the Galaxy and he thought that game was more visually appealing. And I would agree from a visual environmental aspect. I think
its style and the color works better. Just
yeah, and maybe we'll get some more impressive environments because we're early on right now. But I agree that like so far the environments haven't blown me away. They've been very kind of how the game is, and but like when you look out into the stars, let's say, it's just a fog. When you look out into the stars and Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like it's crazy weird out there. It's like it's like so much shit going on. So I feel like hopefully.
Well, also I played Phoenix, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, and that was. I think the one thing God of War's lacking is obviously with it not being open world, there's not much like verticality in it. So there aren't many places where you could be on top of a mountain necessarily and be looking for miles. You know, the world isn't kind of designed that way, whereas, it is in other games.
Any other thoughts on God of War? This is our God of War preview, Jared. Any other thoughts you want to share?
I can't wait to play more. I've been too busy to play the game this week, and I just really, really want to get into it.
What is God of War? I haven't played it in days.
Yeah. Like I'll have
It's
to
an easy
try and
answer
remember
to
the battle
that.
system.
Nick
It's
or
an RPG, of course.
Nick or John, do you have any? As people haven't played it, do you have any questions that you want to know about it that maybe we could answer?
Should we wait to get a PS5 to get it, or should we just plunk down and get it up for the PS4?
I don't think you'd be
I wait for
getting
PS5
graphically, but
wait,
yeah,
did you play the first one?
It's one of those games I think you'll only play through once.
I have it, but I haven't started it yet.
All right, so what I'm saying to Nick to win then personally is play the first one when you finish it.
And when you say the first one, you're talking about the release from 2018.
2018,
not the
yeah.
actual, not the actual first
Oh,
one.
if you haven't played that, then don't even worry about the Ragnarok. Go play that. That's an awesome game.
That's also still an awesome game. Still looks awesome. Is fucking.
I started the remasters like years ago, but
play that. John, anything? Any feeling?
So first off, it's still Santa Monica. Well, Nick, were you done with your questions, or did you have more?
No, that was it.
Santa Monica is still the studio making it, correct?
Indeed, yes.
Yep.
So they're known, in my opinion, they're kind of known for their vistas. So for you to say that they're less interesting, I guess that's kind of because I remember the vistas from God of War 2018. Those were fun. I mean, those were entertaining.
Yeah, like the World Serpent type vistas and all the rest of it.
So, but you would say, like, for whatever reason, they just didn't focus on it as much, or do you think it's just too early to tell?
I think it's for me. I think it's too early to tell. Like, if we're going to talk about the World Serpent, I don't want to spoil it, but I have been to a sequence where that happens. That's super cool. Okay. I'm just saying, like, there's some early on gameplay when you're standing there and you're looking out, and it's just kind of the clouds over mountains, and it's not super interesting. I hope it changes.
Do you think that was done on purpose? Do you think that's just like?
I just feel like they just. I don't know. I have no idea, John. I wasn't in the development crew.
I'm playing the first 4 hours, and the world doesn't seem big right now.
Oh,
you know what I mean.
Oh, I feel like it seems big. I just feel like it doesn't seem like it. Just seems like that's.
It seems like there might be a lot of stuff out there, but it doesn't. There's not much to suggest that right now, other than the map.
It's a preview.
Everything close up looks super detailed and gorgeous.
Yeah, 100%. Like close up, but like distant wise, it's kind of like it's lacking.
Well, to give you an idea, I was in the caves, and there was one little bit. And
Dave's always in the caves.
Just this little lizard crawling along a rock. Just little details like that were kind of cool.
Yeah. And my second question is, so obviously with the first 2018 God of War, they went from Greek to Norse mythology. Do you think? Is there any evidence that you've seen so far that suggests they may be going outside of Norse mythology as well and go into different mythologies, or just sticking to Norse?
No, I think they are doubling down and going hardcore. For my opinion is like I think they only touched the surface of Norse mythology in the first one. This one,
Yeah.
they are just fucking, because you're getting. I don't want to really spoil it for a lot of people, but like they are like just. Like,
Yeah,
you're getting
going
a lot
in.
of that mythology, and it's like, holy shit, this is crazy. This is some crazy shit.
So
what?
they've already announced that the Norse mythology God of War is only a 2-part series. So
What does
this
that
is
mean?
it. So that means they're done with the Norse after this game, and they're going to move
I would
on.
be totally
I would
not
assume with the
surprised
next game it'll be something different. Is my guess.
if there's a twist at the end of it, where it's like go on to something else.
Yeah, he'll have to move
So-
out.
Which
and
is
go
sad
somewhere else.
because
don't know.
I am loving it, because I think you could milk this you could milk it for a lot longer. I would imagine, but like I just like seeing everything and doing it, and like you're meeting all these. I don't know where. I mean, I know where Dave and Jared kind of are, but having met some of the newer versions of the gods, and my understanding is like we have an understanding of Norse mythology as being kind of this Marvel thing, but really they're more really flawed and assholes. They're flawed and assholes, and like I feel like this game is bringing that.
Would you
to
say
light.
they're worse in terms of flawness compared to Greek mythology?
No. I it's probably on the same level, really, but it's just, you think of like Marvel and you think of Thor, and he's like this, he's this like really cool guy, and he's hot.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, but like that's not the Thor that's in this
when
game.
you first meet Thor,
that's not
that's
the Thor
not
in
the
this
Thor
game.
that's in this game. Yeah,
yeah, and it's super cool, and I really appreciate that, and I think it's truer to what that mythology is, and it's interesting too because like all the gods in this game are really broken. And I like that. You want your
Broken in terms of what?
well, it's you just
emotionally.
it's a lot of things. They're just like broken. They're just broken, or they're trying to figure out who they are, and that's what makes the game interesting. The story of the game interesting. I mean, the game itself is still basically that same 2018 game with some like polish on it, but the story. I think the story is super interesting. So I'm incredibly invested right now. So anyway,
Has anyone here?
yeah.
read
Gameplay
any
wise, I would say it
mythology?
hasn't moved much. Sorry.
Have we read
Has
what?
anyone
John?
here? Has anyone here read North? Like I'm more familiar with Greek mythology. With Greek mythology, the gods were used as a way to explain human nature. Do you? Is it? Can you say the same for Norse mythology? I haven't read any, but do you feel like as they're depicting the gods in the God of War, they're focusing more on them being humans than being gods, or they're pretty much humans, but they have these godlike powers?
Yeah, that seems like what it is. But I would someday. I do want to watch the videos that are online where like historical like people that know all that Norse stuff respond to all the stuff that they see in the game. So just throwing the real versus what the game has in it.
I would say that some of the gods wish they were humans and wouldn't have to deal with it, and then some other
In terms of immortality,
some of the other gods are like they want to understand what it is to be a god. So like I feel like there's a downslope and an upslope. There's like it's I feel like this game is we haven't played enough of it. We haven't played enough of it. I haven't played enough of it to truly answer that question. We need to move on.
Yeah, you're not even halfway through, are you?
Yeah, not even halfway through. We need to move on.
Yeah, it's like a 30-hour game or something.
What we need to do right now is move away from this God of War. All I'm saying, I think we're all pretty positive on God of War. But what we are not 100% positive on is this Negro Modelo. Or maybe we are. I don't know. Jared, where are we? What do you think?
I liked the beer quite a bit. I don't know. It was really easy to drink. I liked how like extra malty it was. So yeah.
So Jared is giving it
I'm gonna go sideways. It's good, but I don't usually pick like cerveza style stuff. It's like something in the cerveza style that I don't really go towards, but I wouldn't say no to it.
Cool. Nick DeWin, this is your beer. You picked it. What are your final thoughts? Thumbs up.
That's it.
He had nothing to say.
I have plenty to say about it, but it's. I mean, I've always loved this beer, and then back in 2010, when they finally decided to put in kegs, and a lot of Mexican restaurants actually had it on draft, it was like a godsend, and I was really happy. Like this, the other Modelo, and like a couple other beers, like it was because for the longest time, Grupo Modelo, the parent company of Corona and this beer and a couple others, they never actually had their stuff available on tap in the U.S. And they finally changed all that. And I was working for a distributor at the time and saw this stuff kind of slowly filtering out. And I don't know, I was really happy when that happened. So if I roll into a Mexican restaurant and they have this on draft, it's going to be a good time for me.
Got it. Dave, where are you on the Modelo Negro?
I really like this. It's a nice change in the lager pace, and I like the maltiness. It's good winter lager. Mm-hmm. I could actually see myself buying some of this. I'd had it before. I just forgot. It's been a long time. So I really like this. I'm going to give it a big thumb.
Awesome. John, finally being able to be part of the beer review. Yeah. John, what is your thoughts?
I think it's kind of weird it's considered like a dark beer family, because to me, I don't have the palate like you guys. Like I'm very my
You're young. You're young, just fresh out of the vagina.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still wet. And so for me, this tastes like, I mean, it's different from a regular Modelo, but to me, it tastes pretty similar to the regular Modelo. And
John, I don't know. John, I don't know if I've told before you review it. There's the up, there's the sideways, and there's the down. I don't know if you.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I just want to let you know.
And I like dark beers. So for me, to me, it doesn't really taste like a dark beer. But I know that you guys keep saying amber, but I'm just not. I don't have the experience, and I haven't read up enough about what an amber would be like or the maltiness. To me, it tastes similar to Modelo, but I give it a thumbs up. It's great.
Oh, thumbs up! He's giving a straight up thumbs up. 3.
I think Modelo is very underrated. Like I'm glad to see they're advertising more, but out of all the Mexican style beers out there, I think they're number one.
All right, cool. Yeah, you know what? I've always been. I mean, I like Modelo. I'm not gonna not drink a Modelo. You hand me a Modelo, a regular. You hand me a Modelo Negro. I'm gonna drink it. It's a good. You know what? It doesn't taste like a dark beer.
No.
And but at the same time, it's not really a beer I'm just gonna go buy. And that's the problem with Modelo all the time. And like ultimately, the problem comes down to the foil. Oh my god, fuck the foil. Like I get paper.
But if you had it
Stella on tap, is what you're saying?
Or in a can.
Or in a can.
I'm not sure if it's available in a can.
Yeah, I
don't think it is.
This is a beer I'm going to pass up every time, regardless of what it is. I'm with Jared. I'm going to get a side. It's good. It's just I just really ultimately don't give a shit. It's a good beer, but I'm never going to buy it.
In terms of dark beer, is it your favorite? that you've had so far.
No, I'm pretty sure we've had a dark beer that I gave a more positive.
Or rather, a dark lager.
Yeah, this is a dark. This is like kind of a.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's.
it's not. This isn't a typical dark. This
This
is
isn't
more
a
of
typical
a.
dark.
It's not like oatmeal.
Yeah, it's not like
booze
that.
I'm drinking now. That's it's a stout.
But I'm with Jared. I think
Uh,
I think it's a good beer. I drink it if anyone had it. I would never seek out to buy it. So, yeah.
But I
this
do want
beer's
to point out something that Dave said earlier about
yeah.
where you said it tasted like it came from a certain part of Germany. I can't remember, like Munich.
Oh, like a
or,
Munich or Munich style, like
and
a bock.
I only wanted to bring that up just because a lot of Mexican brewing has been influenced almost firsthand by
By Nazis.
German immigrants.
Cool.
Well, this predates the Nazi Germany, but German immigrants into Mexico.
Yeah, wasn't it like
who-
what was the one that we had? We had one that was from Asia that was a similar story. It was like some Germans that started the brewery in the late 1800s.
Yeah, and
I
it was
mean-
I think probably around the same time period that both
Yeah,
the two biggest Mexican brewers were influenced by German immigrants, both Grupo Modelo and I can never remember the other company, but they're the ones with Tecate and
Rich white men
Dos
is what
Equis
it's what you're reaching for. Rich white men decided that this was a delicious beer, and they kept making it.
whatever. But I mean, I just wanted to point out the German influence and a lot of these
Nick to win.
Mexican cervezas.
Nick to win. What game are you pairing Negro Modelo with?
Well, I meant to ask, have we paired Red Dead Redemption with anything? The original or the?
I feel like we have, but maybe not. Who cares?
Probably a couple
At
times.
this
but
pairing,
whatever.
at this point, I do not give a shit. If you want to pair another game with that, I'm not gonna. At this point, I'm done trying to figure out. Let's just you want to pair it with it.
Yeah. Get your
Pair it.
spreadsheet out.
No, actually, I'll go somewhere else. It's an old Super Nintendo game. It was Super Off-Road. Do you guys remember the Super Off-Road game at all?
Yeah, on the
It was
arcade.
an
I remember the
yeah.
arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an arcade
and the
game.
monster trucks.
Yes, Jared, you mentioned the Baja. There's a Baja version
Yeah.
of it. I'm gonna go with that.
It was
I had
hard to
that
play,
game.
but I loved it.
Oh, it was hard as hell. That was, and it was kind of fun because it almost registered like damage in real time. So it's like if you hit like deer and stuff. I mean, it's incredible for a Super Nintendo game where
Yeah.
all of a sudden you like lose all your lights and then you can't see as well. Like especially if you're doing like a race in the dark and you hit too many deer and then you like knock out all your lights and you can't see shit.
Yeah, that game was so hard.
It was hard, but it was a bit of a treasure of a game. So I'm gonna go with that.
I can only imagine playing that on like a modern screen or something like that. It'd be almost unplayable. It's just those Mode 7 graphics just are hard.
Well,
Those are
Jared,
hard.
you know what, Jared? You don't have to imagine, because you can just tell us what you have been playing on. What you been playing?
Other than God of War, I gotta play once. I gotta play Vampire Survivors is out on Xbox now on Game Pass. That came out on the 10th of November.
That? I saw that.
It's so good, Vampire Survivors. It's just a kind of a time waster game that just goes batshit crazy the more you upgrade and play. Because as you start the game, you only have a few different weapons to select from. You have one character to select from, and as you collect items in the game, you unlock more possibilities, new weapons, new characters you can buy with the money you get in the game. They're not crazy expensive or anything like that. They actually want you to have fun with the game. So it's really easy to progress. And eventually you can merge certain items with certain weapons, and they'll get super overpowered and crazy. And so by the end of the 30 minutes is what you get. Sometimes your screen is just going fucking crazy with shit and all this stuff mobbing you from the sides. It's like a top view perspective, classic graphics, like old school 8-bit Castlevania. And it's just super wild and fun. I love it. The music's awesome. Everything about the game is just fun, and it's worth every penny if you want to buy it on PC. I think it's up to $5 is their final price. It was $3 in early access, and they raised the
Gosh,
price.
games
a
are
couple
so
bucks to buy
cheap
it.
nowadays.
Yeah. But this game, I bought it for $3, and man, I got my $3 out of the first 10 minutes I played the game. It's so good. And now it's on Xbox Game
Well-
Pass. So awesome.
What else you been playing, Jared?
That is all I've had a chance to play. I mean, I guess I'm like 3 galaxies into Super Mario Galaxy 2, so I've been trying to pedal away at that over the last couple months.
Yeah.
Do you have any update on Rayman?
Which Rayman? Oh,
the one you're
geez,
trying
yeah,
to
you
platinum.
haven't listened in a while. Yeah, I got the platinum last year,
You did?
or was it this year?
It was this year,
It
Jared.
was this year.
It was
was this
multiple years of play.
Yeah, I did.
Multiple years.
yeah. I even played it today. My daughters wanted to play it, so I'm like, okay. And I've been working
Was
on
it that-
Rayman Origins. I am about halfway through Rayman Origins, so I'm sad that Rayman, I think they call it Rayman Mini, is only on iPhone, iDevices, Apple stuff. But there was also Rayman Adventures on other mobile platforms like Android and such. So maybe I'll jump into one of those, or at least Rayman Adventure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nick, what have you been playing?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
Trying
that game's
to,
awesome.
It is. And it's nice because it didn't require. There wasn't a huge learning curve if you had previously played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade games.
But the
earlier
cool
in
thing
your
about the new
lives.
Ninja Turtles game is like so many more moves.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yes, there is. It's and I'm still learning some of those, but
Like there's so many Pilsners in the world.
yeah, like the one in your hand. But no, it was just not. I mean, it was nice to be able to slide into a game where you're already kind of familiar with stuff. I mean, granted, I always felt these games were a lot more fun when you had a couple other people to play with.
Yeah, totally.
But I mean, this is probably a total couch co-op game. If
Yeah, it should be.
Yes,
Yeah, we
please.
played a couple
Epic
of those
game.
style games. Yeah.
No, but this one's cool, and I feel like I want to play it again because I beat it, and once you beat it, you unlock Casey Jones. And it's like I want to be Casey fucking Jones,
shit.
dude. I want to be fucking Casey
Yeah, see, I
Jones.
mean, and just looking up into it, it's they grabbed a bunch of the voice actors from the series from the '80s to reprise their roles. So
Nice.
I guess all the like Leo done. I mean, granted, you're not going to have James Avery as a Shredder, unfortunately, but at least you still have Leo, Mikey, Don, and Raph.
No, it's a great game. Jared and I both beat it. I think we both enjoyed it. I wish it would. I think it would have been. I think it's a game. I wish I should buy it. I should just buy it, have it on my system, so when we do nights like we did this past weekend, we could just all play it together. Because it'd be a good game to have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To just couch co-op.
Yeah, it's a fun game that you can pick up and play for a while and drop.
Right.
Yeah,
not
it
drop,
only
but
takes like a couple hours
you
to
have
beat
to-
it, really.
Yeah, it's not a long game.
Yeah, it's like an arcade game, so it doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A lot of fun, and plus it actually adds a game to my 2022 list that I can say that I played this.
What
Yeah,
else you got?
cool.
You got anything else, Nick, to win?
No, I don't, because unfortunately I didn't.
Unfortunately, my wife is fixing the toilet right now, and
Yeah, she's fixing the toilet. And I was trying to upload Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and it's finally.
dude, I want to play that
It's
too.
on the system. I just haven't
don't.
played it.
I almost say don't play that yet. I'm hoping it comes down in price. I want to
Okay.
get it too. I want to play it. I want to play that game. I think Jared wants to play that game. We just waiting for it to come down in price. Nick to win
I got
bought it at a
$30.
price 30. Yeah, but 30's too. I'm thinking 20. 20 is my price. Nick.
That sounds like a
Okay.
Black Friday week deal.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably Black Friday, isn't it? It's old enough.
All right.
Yeah, so soon.
Okay, they're
within the next few
Pawn
weeks,
Stars,
it might
guys.
go on sale.
Because it'd be cool if all of us just played it together. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Dave, you could borrow
But
it
here's
from
the
the
question:
library.
can you actually,
Can I?
are some of these games can you do like crossplay with PS4 and PS5? Or
Oh yeah, all of them, all the Borderlands.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean like last weekend when we played Borderlands, I think
Well,
Jared was playing Borderlands 3 on his PS5, right? Or no?
Yeah, before, yeah. Or
I think
no, because
With
when we
Nick.
first got it, it wasn't out on PS5
well,
yet.
I guess my question more is like if it's a game that was released after the PS5 launch, not so much.
Most things
game
are
that
cross-play compatible, so I think Wonderland, yeah. So like if I bought it,
Okay.
I could totally play with you, 100%.
Okay.
PS4, PS5, yeah, it'll play together.
Dave.
Mm.
So Dave, first of all, I'm gonna ask you what you've been playing, but like you gotta like
What
start.
haven't I been
Yeah, what
playing?
haven't you been? But like you gotta kind of
Yeah.
like on
Well,
the
let's start off with the
let's start with the challenge. Like so the games
Well, I was
we
going to say
challenged
beat
you
list
with.
challenge.
Yeah.
That they go together. So I beat Guardians of the Galaxy. That was a
That
pretty fun
challenge
game. I enjoyed that. So that one's done.
was that. Would you say that's your game of the year at this point?
It's probably pretty close, to be quite honest. I've enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that one a lot. Then I did play a little of Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3. Like that, but I couldn't. I just wanted to play the volleyball. To be quite honest, I
No,
wasn't
you can't play the volleyball.
I know they won't let you play the volleyball until
You have to get a girlfriend. You have to like stalk her.
kind of stalked them a bit and given them some gifts and all the rest, and got the right swimsuits in the right colors to give
This
them,
is the worst
so that they'll be your
fucking game,
friend.
dude.
You get to play the butt bumping mini game.
It's the worst
Oh,
fucking
I
game,
did
dude.
do the butt bumping. That's hilarious. You both sat on the ring
Sounds like-
and you go like this, butt
Yeah.
bump each other.
Like if I was a
Sounds
single
like you have to
man,
ask
it'd
the
be
game-
fine. But when you have someone with you that you live with, and you're like, "Oh, I'm playing this right now," you're like even I feel like this
It
is
did make me
this
laugh.
is weird.
The
This is
opening-
weird. I should not be
opening
doing this
scene,
right now.
She's looking out on the
Sounds-
beach and the view, and the guy who owns the island is like, "What a wonderful view!" And she bends over just as he says that, and the camera, it's like, it's taking up a third of the screen.
Not as
And it's-
weird as like when she's sleeping, and you're just supposed to like
Yeah.
watch her sleep and look at her.
Needless to say, I probably had enough of it. I don't think I need to beat
What?
that game.
That's it? Oh, he gave up. We should have like bet on how soon he'd give up on the game, guys. Because like I know it's a perverted game, but I
Yeah,
figured
it's more
tried it. I
embarrassing
might
than
give
it
play.
another whirl. But,
I thought
you
he'd
know.
stick around to it a lot longer than he did. Oh my god!
Well, it's only 3 hours to beat if you can figure out how to play the actual basketball or volleyball bit. It's like, but honestly, there's not much game there. It's pretty horrendous, actually. I mean, it's funny, but it's just like the actual game part of it is pretty thin on the ground. It's essentially
it's
just
like a
a
dating
way
sim, or
Yeah.
it's not even a dating sim. It's like I have a hot girl that
Yep.
I'm friends with sim.
Well, anyway, I played that.
Sounds
That's
like you have to ask it for permission to play an actual game.
Hey, you want to borrow it next, Nick?
No.
Anyway. Next game up on the list is Red Dead Revolver, which I'm playing on the PS2 emulator on the PC. Something about the old timey filter they put on the graphics there doesn't like it on the emulator. I keep fiddling around, and I can never quite get it perfect, but it does look good. And it runs pretty well. And it's a really fun game. The music is great. The voice acting's kind of that early 2000s, not these people aren't voice actors. Maybe we just found some people in the office who could say some
probably.
stuff level. But the actual game, it's like a series of like boss battles and mini games. And there's this like time slow thing when you hold down like to get your rifle up. If you press when you fill up your energy bar, you can press this thing and go over them, and it puts targets, and it'll do like pop, 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 pop,
So
pop.
like Deadeye on Red.
Oh, it's
Dead.
like
Yeah,
Deadeye.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
their version of Deadeye.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's been a while since I played Red Dead, but yeah, it's basically a
So
early
it's the
version
same
of that.
game. They just kept polishing the
Yeah.
turd over
And
and
they made it
over
open world. This one isn't open
and
world.
over.
This is like a series of like
But the game's
scripted
never really
levels.
changed what you're saying. It just got prettier, but it's not the same. You know, it's just the same shitty game. I get it.
I would highly recommend.
Yeah.
If you've got a PC with an emulator or a PlayStation 2 lying around, I'd say it's definitely worth a boot. And Ian and I were like, we looked on eBay. You can get the free McBoot cards for less than $10, and they allow you to play burned copies of PS2 games. So if you have a original PS2 you want to play on, that's an option too. But that was really good. And I'm up to level 20 out of 27 or something. So I'll probably finish that this week.
Well, you've played a lot of it though. Surprising.
Well,
How many hours do you think you put into it?
It's only how long to beat says it's only a 5 or 7 hour game. And the levels are like 5 minutes at most.
Oh wow!
Quite a lot of them. They're not well. Takes you multiple tries sometimes to get through them, but they're pretty good. Then I played a little bit of Metal Gear Survive.
That's not on the challenge. You don't have to talk about that. That's not on the challenge.
Sorry.
That's not on the challenge.
I know. And then we played a lot of Tom Clancy's Division.
We did.
2.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun.
Like on Friday night, and then Ian and I played a little bit more on last night. I think we're up to level 15
my count
or
was we played 5 hours the night that we hung out, and then we played 2 hours last night. So 7 hours, Dave. You put 7 hours into that game, and I think you only got like another 10 really to finish.
I looked, and it said my play count was at like 8 to 9 hours total is what I've played it for, something like that. But I really enjoy that game. The gunplay feels good, and the mechanics are good. It's really fun playing it with multiple players, and someone on the left. Do you all like go into a central area, or do you kind of try and flank? That's fun, and I really like the sniper turret system on that.
Real world Destiny is basically what it is.
Yep.
It's just like it's Destiny, but like in real world.
And then I feel like there's something else I'm missing that I've also played that I've.
Well, you did play Metal Gear Survive. You did play a little bit of that, but I don't think you played enough of it to really digest it. So I don't.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't give it a review yet. It's just
cutscenes. A lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, I think that one's like at least an hour of just like cutscene tutorialness before you get to the game.
Oh, we played a lot of Borderlands 3. I mean...
Oh, yeah, that's the one I'm missing. Borderlands 3. I'd forgotten how horrendous that fast travel menu system is in there. The actual game itself is great, but the like mission selection stroke fast travel get to the mission bit is just... It's clunky and it's horrible.
It's improved. I remember in past Borderlands where if you're playing multiplayer,
I would say
you hit the menu button. It was super delayed.
No, I disagree. I think the old games were better. The new game is so fucking like. Stupid.
It's when they have like 3 levels of zoom out, so you've got the map, 100%. The level that you're on. Then they've got the galaxy. Then they've got the the planet. Then they've got the
old
galaxy.
Games, the old games used to just be a map. The new game is like you have a map, zoom out again. There's like 3 map levels, and you don't know where you're at.
And then the other part is, why do I need to fast travel to the fast travel point before I can fast travel from that point to the next point? It's like, dude, just give me an option to just fast travel to the map. That's the mission I've selected now. But no, that game, the weapons are great and it's a fun game, but that menu system, to be quite honest, almost ruins the game for me.
All right, well, John Patrick Kelly, JPK, son of me from my loins. Are you playing video games these days? And what have you been playing if you have?
So recently I got back into the Arkham series. I played.
Oh wait, hold on a second. RIP. Mr. Conroy, who just recently passed away.
Oh yeah.
The voice of
Oh.
Batman on many platforms, animated series,
Yeah.
all the video games. I just want to throw that out there. He was by many considered the best Batman, but he played a lot of different Batmans, so I don't know how that's anyway.
He had a 30-year career just on Batman.
Yeah, right.
Was he the voice of the Arkham?
Yeah, he's the voice of
Batman?
Arkham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the voice of a lot of the WB
Injustice
film,
2.
Injustice,
Voice.
the Injustice Batman,
Okay.
animated series,
Multiple.
Arkham series, a bunch of the WB films. So he's
Wow.
played a lot of different Batmans, but he's
Yeah.
been the voice of those Batmans. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
All right, John, go. I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh no. So the first I played a little bit of Arkham Asylum and I stopped because I was just like, this game's it's just dated. Once you start playing Arkham City, which is still to me still holds up, it's still fun to play. It's just a small scale Arkham Knight, and then once you play Arkham Knight, I mean that game really holds up. You know, that
Arkham Knight
game
is awesome.
almost
Arkham
years
Knight is
old.
my
To finish
favorite.
it.
and I got the season pass, and playing, which is, I mean, it's fine. I would definitely wait for the season pass to be on sale. Like I was kind of kicking myself earlier today because I spent $20 on the season pass, but then
What?
they had a sale on Xbox for like $8 for Game of the Year edition. I was just like, fuck.
John.
But even with the $20, like it's still good. I mean, like I could have saved $12, but
Mhm.
but the content you get for the $20, it's like it's still good. Yeah, it's still the Arkham Knight is definitely the best one out of the three. And
I
I
agree,
I kind of
100%.
wish Rocksteady comes out with like a horror game because they
They're
do
not.
like creepy shit.
They're doing Suicide
But,
Squad. Their next game is Suicide Squad.
Yeah. But I think they'd be great. I think if they did, pretty much did like a Dead Space type of game, I think they would excel at that. You don't have to go gory
John,
or
Dead Space is coming out.
psychological.
Dead Space is
Yeah,
coming.
Callisto. Do you mean Callisto or do you mean the remake?
The remake.
Both.
Both. Yes. Yeah, I
AKA
guess
Space
yeah.
Torture
They're
I
both
knew it was a
scary.
trick question.
Listen.
I knew.
gory
Are
games.
you looking for torture space porn? Both.
Wait, you said torture space porn and then both. So what's the other option?
Not space torture porn. Sorry, go ahead.
And then I started playing a little bit of Devolver Digital's Return to Monkey Island.
Oh, that's on Game Pass right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I spent maybe like 30 minutes to an hour on that. Because at first I thought it was a remake, and then kind of reading a little bit more, it is a sequel. But they do have a synopsis where you can go pass through the previous 3 games, I
Oh,
believe.
good. Okay.
And they give you a synopsis on each game in the series leading up to Return to Monkey Island. And then last, I went through Ian's favorite GTA, GTA 4. I started playing Lost in the Dam DLC.
Just to spite me, huh? Just to spite me, son.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
I wish they
son.
made more. I wish they made more like motorcycle, or just like motor gang or bike clubs games. It's just
No one wants
feel
it.
like it's
That's why they didn't do it. No one
it's
wants
an
it.
interesting.
No one cares.
Well, I guess because of Days Gone, they did Days Gone, and then that didn't really go anywhere. In terms of the sales were disappointing, if I remember. And then they're not even doing a sequel, which I think they should.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. I enjoyed it.
I still never even downloaded it.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I pretty much nowadays whatever's on Game Pass and then whatever's on sale is what I've pretty much been playing.
Cool.
Okay,
Awesome.
We'll have to find a game to play online someday, John. But I
hell yeah.
jump
Hell
online
yeah.
when you're probably sleeping, because
Well,
you're up late past your bedtime.
Yeah.
So my games we already talked about. Everyone's played a God of War, Division, Borderlands 3. So we don't need to talk about anything. So we're just gonna. I mean, Did we play anything else? No.
Any mods you played lately?
No. My Fallout 4 game I've kind of put on pause, so I haven't played. No, so everything that's been played has been played in front. Everyone's talked about it. I don't really have any other opinions that are crazy or weird, which is totally fine because then we can move on to couch co-optionals. Jared, what do you have for the go to the order that is not video game related? Not wearing glasses. Take off your glasses.
Yeah. Not wearing glasses with headphones when you haven't drank enough water for the day because it hurts your head. The glasses sink into your skull, man. It hurts.
No, seriously. What do we have for the order?
Jeez. Buy a personal heater. That is saving my ass right now. And right now might be the best time to buy a personal plug-in heater.
Probably not, because it's cold outside and they're probably marking them up.
Yeah, probably. But either way, you should just have one for your home because this thing feels really good right now. I'm in my garage. It's 34 degrees, and I got this heater, and it's actually starting to work pretty good. I just turned it on a few minutes ago, and I'm warmed back up.
There you go. Jared's choice. Get warm. All right.
Yeah.
Nick to win. What is your choice for the couch co-optional for this week? Nick to win did not choose anything this week.
Yeah, I didn't.
He read a book, grab a book, and say, "Hey, this book is awesome." Just behind you, just grab a book and be like, "Oh, this book is really cool."
Yeah, or just
or a beer.
God,
You grab a beer.
I just had some a second ago and I lost it.
Nick to win.
I know.
Well, you just went to Costco for all sorts of beers.
How about a whiskey?
No,
a whiskey.
Here's an
a
idea.
shoe.
How about
what condom? What condom does Brandy make you wear?
Nothing. She didn't make me wear. It's dealer's choice. So with Thanksgiving coming up, just go get a turkey. Get it now before
get a turkey. Get a turkey before it. Yeah.
Well, Winco, I think starting tomorrow, if you spend $125 in groceries, you get a free turkey. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah. It seems like all the grocery stores have their little gimmicks to try and get you a free turkey after you spend hundreds of dollars on stuff that you may or may not need, which is whatever. But yeah, just get your turkey now and just be done with it.
All right.
Throw it in the freezer, and start thawing it out early in the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it takes about a week. So
yeah, I mean, there's a method. It's like so many pounds per day that you do, but you're just better off just putting it in the fridge, probably Sunday evening. And
are we still talking about turkeys?
Yes.
All right, Dave. What is your
turkey talk coming
couch co-optional for this week?
I've played so many video games that I've got a limited selection of couch co-optionals, but I did watch All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, on the Netflix. The Netflix?
Yeah.
Was it good?
The German one. It was really good. It's quite a long movie, and it's not a movie.
It's not for
Don't
everybody.
watch it if you want a movie that's gonna lift your spirits. For want of a better description, it's pretty grim, but it's a very good movie.
I think
really
the original was pretty grim, right?
It's always been like an anti-war kind of thing, so it's just like the horrors of war. So no redeeming features.
I'm glad you watched it because I was curious about it. I'm just okay. You recommend it, but it's not uplifting.
Yeah. Don't go into it where like if you're in a kind of mood where you're like, oh, I need something to lift my spirits because this is not the movie for that. So, but yeah, I did watch it. It was really well shot, acted, and I liked the arc of it, and it held my interest really well.
Cool, John. Do you have a couch co-optional for the good of the order?
Yeah. I recommend. I finished this book a while ago. It's called Native Son by Richard Wright. I tend to read when I do read, I tend to read literature. because I'm not really too much interested in current or contemporary American books or books in general. But so Native Son is about a young. It takes place in the 1930s America. It's just about a young black man who kind of gets wrapped up in a rich aristocratic family, and he does something bad, and then it's kind of the consequences of his bad actions. But it's interesting to read about just because reading. I don't know about you guys, but my impression of reading about early 20th century American novels, you tend to think that they're all prim and proper just because the culture was more repressed at the time. Those authors were really kind of, I mean, they tend to be more realistic, and they got down and dirty. Like at one point, like the book gets graphic, and I like when I listened to a lot of stuff, books on tape essentially. So when I'm listening to it, I'm just exclaiming like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" Just
Oh,
because the
holy
detail, the
shit!
graphic detail of what was happening was pretty
Did he just fuck
surprising
her?
to hear. Yeah, well, not like that, but uh, more graphic, a little bit more graphic than that. But it also
Oh my god! Did he just
you can draw
rape
a
her?
lot of
Is
you
that
can
what you
also draw
meant?
a lot of parallels to black culture and
Okay.
white culture
No.
as it stands today.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives, obviously me being a white man, it gives more insight
Wait, you're white?
into, yeah, exactly. I identify as white.
Hmm.
And it gives more insight into how uh, black men would feel essentially in white America. So I really recommend it. I thought it was a great book. It
Cool.
definitely can hold up to today. HBO did do a uh, movie on it in 2018 where they updated it to current times. But I reading the reviews are mixed. So I would say if you can get the book through Libby, which is a library app, they have a bunch of audiobooks on there. But
Cool.
yeah, I really recommend that book.
Awesome. All right, my turn. First of all, John, are you using Wi-Fi?
Yes.
You should wire up next time, bro.
Is my audio spotty?
No, your visual and your audio are not synced.
Gotcha.
So I think if you plugged in, you might be better.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not calling you out. Oh wait, I'm literally calling you out. All right. Well, everyone had such serious. I'm just gonna go. My friend Nectar Win turned me on to this delicious beer. Trumer Pills, one of the greatest pilsners, not made in America somehow. Somehow this delicious beer, somehow this green bottle beer that you would think is made in like Helsinki or Norway or Finland, is actually
Or
made in
Austria.
America. Austria, sorry, thank you. Is made right here in America, and you might think it's Trump beer, but it's not. It's Trumer Pills, not Trumper Pills. You gotta like disassociate that. But
Well, you were the only one that was calling it trumpet pills, so that sounds like a you problem.
well, sure. But then Dave and
Calling you out.
when we were walking out of the store, he was like, "Wouldn't it be funny if?" So like, I'm not the only one who honestly says that.
Okay.
Anyway, no, this is a great beer. Delicious. Looks like a little Jameson bottle.
Hard to find.
John's Market.
They even
It
have
is.
a
It
sign
is.
on
It
their
is
window
hard to
that
find.
says
It is hard to
Pills.
find. I will agree. It's 100% hard to
Yeah.
find. John's Market had very
So-
little, and when I saw it, I was like, "Holy shit! I'm gonna buy this right now." But thanks to Nick DeWin, he turned me on to this. This is a great beer. I really like it. Trumer Pills. America. Fuck yeah.
Does Total Wine have it yet, or no? Is it still
I
kind of
haven't seen it at Total Wine yet.
I haven't looked.
All right.
So on that note, I am looking, and it does say most of the new seasons around me carry it.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Have it. All right, guys. Hey, before we get out of here, do you guys have any comments? Like just shooting questions. Like John wants to like grill Jared on why he's not wearing glasses right now,
Uh-huh.
or why
grill me.
Nick is like, Dave. I don't know. Anyway. You know what, Nick DeWin? Nick DeWin fucked up this past weekend. He could have hung out with us all night long. He could have like came out, hung out with us.
He could have cuddled with Ian.
We could have played video games all night long. Dave had so much beer.
Didn't
Nick,
check his phone.
I know. You know what his comment to me was? Oh, I could have hung out with Alan at Vault 31. It's like, fuck Alan, man. Fuck Alan.
Yeah, I
come
did
hang out with us.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go to this shitty ass bar where they? Anyway.
Well, no, if
because
you
you're
really
you're a Fallout guy. I
could've-
get it. You're a Fallout guy. I get it. But like, why?
No, I could have done both.
You couldn't have done both.
No.
Alan would have sucked
'cause
you in. He would have like put your cock inside you, and you'd been like, "Oh, I'm going to sleep," and that would have been it. And Alan, you know what I'm pissed off? Alan was texting me and blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and then Alan didn't even text me about this shit. Alan, fuck you, Alan. Alan, man, I'm pissed off at you, Alan. He was like super buddy with me, and then he didn't even text me. I could have like
honeymoon's over.
Anyway, all right. Anyway, we gotta get out of here. I want to thank you all for listening and remind you that you can leave feedback at Twitbook. Instaface. Graham Tur. At Couch Co-op Shows. All one word.
No hyphen.
That's right. Aaron's not here, but I feel his presence. Remember to please subscribe, share, and maybe leave us an iTunes review. That would be awesome. You know what? People out there, like, they don't get it. They don't like iTunes reviews. Do people still do that? They do. It's important. But you don't have to do it. I don't really need it. I don't need a fucking iTunes review. But you know what? I would love just a long, crazy-ass iTunes review.
Give him something to read.
Yeah, give us something to read. I want to thank Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Nick.
With his glasses.
Dave.
Yep.
John. You should say something.
Don't
John.
forget to thank yourself.
John, you
Ian.
should say something. I mean, visually,
yes.
yes.
I gotta acknowledge it. Okay.
Yeah, audio for the podcast. It works better if you say something. John.
Oh, I thought they were gonna watch this on Spotify.
No one's gonna watch it on Spotify. John.
Everybody's watching it on Spotify. Everybody uses Spotify.
God, you guys suck.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you.
I want to thank John.
Thank you, Ian.
Where are we at?
You're about to
thank yourself.
Yeah.
Thank
for joining me here on the couch for Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please
be excellent
to each other. Someone say Wild Stallions. Oh my God. Even John gets it. You know what? You know what's funny about that is like we don't really do that anymore, but even John, we still do it, and then even John is like, "Oh, I know that joke."
That's cute.
That's cute.
And then when it was funny, we close it out with the 8-bit.
Yeah, we used to. We used to get copyright violations for it though, so we stopped.
Did you really?
For that?
Long drawn out epilogue until we cut the credits.
So I'm gonna play the outro, and you guys all have to be quiet. But I love you, and take care. And we're at the Couch Co-op, and we'll be fucking you on the couch later.
All one word, no Al.